And everything I was hoping would happen is transpiring. And, great. Well, if you've taken profits, only a little. All I've done is I took my SMH, the semiconductor puts, off the table for one reason and one reason only. They expire too soon. June, which for me is too soon. So all I've got left is mostly September's and January's of next year. I like an obscene amount of cushion in these options positions, even though it's completely unnecessary. Not very rational on my part, but it's comforting. So that's really all I've done. I'm still very, very aggressively short. And I'm really pleased with how things are going. I also mentioned, because God is merciful, the bounce stopped in the middle of this week. We had a nice drop on Wednesday and an even nicer drop today. Thanks, I suppose, to the tariffs. And we'll see if that sticks or not, because, at some point the politicians behind all this will be like, oh no, people are upset the stock market's falling, so they'll rescind the tariffs again or something like that. But rescind them or not, damage is being done across the board. I mean, even Canada, the friendliest country on the planet, is like, screw these guys. So not too good. So from a charting perspective, everything's going exactly as I hoped. Exactly. Here's the diamonds, down hard. And we hit the 50% retrace right here, and we've been plunging down. This might be an argument to go long. Sorry for saying so. I'm not going to do so, but on the diamonds, we are hitting beautifully. This, and by the way, I just realized this 4 seconds ago because I hadn't looked at this until now, but that's nailing the fib quite nicely. So maybe the diamonds are going to bounce hard on Monday. Maybe I can just picture it Sunday afternoon. It's like, well, we've decided not to do anything. April 2nd, Liberation Day, is now deferred to May Day, May 1st, which would be fitting. Could well happen. So maybe I should lighten up. But that's a nice fib touch right there in the short term. IWM, the small caps, this is just, I had feared / wondered if it would go as high as this in terms of the bounce. It did not. It got as high as that instead. And we have, today's the biggest drop we've had since here, back on the 21st of February. And just clicking right along. And it's unfortunate that we're all at the mercy of whatever tariff changes in, vacillations and capitulations take place in this capricious administration that we've got. But all we can do is try to trust the charts and try to respect support and resistance levels and our cute little drone objects. The cubes are going to hit particularly hard. Seems kind of amazing, but the tech peak was about a month ago, a little more than a month ago, on the 19th of February, when all was bright and shiny with the world. And since then, it's been catastrophic. And it's getting deliciously close to what could be a next leg of this failure, which is way down here, this bottom. There ain't much room between here and there. If there's support to this market, it's the persistent notion that he'll change his mind. He doesn't want people mad at him. Maybe not. Maybe he'll stick to his guns and the tariffs will stay put, and the world will become collectively so irked with this that it causes lasting damage. So that barrier there wouldn't take too much to cut through that, and that would put us into levels not seen since 9/11. Trevor Milton, you may have heard, the fine young man who created Nikola Corporation. You remember the truck being pushed down the hill company. This is what the stock looked like back in the day. This was during the heyday of QE, and this, on a split adjusted basis, went from about $2,300 to 18 cents before they just stopped bothering. He was pardoned apparently yesterday because I don't know who's next. Elizabeth Holmes, SBF, probably not, because they're a little too lefty, but kind of shocking news, I would say. But yeah, just one from the vault there. There's Nikola. We haven't looked at that in a while for obvious reasons. But yeah, Trevor is coming back, and he promises the greatest comeback story ever. Yeah, we'll see. China, FXI, continuing to fall. I'll just remind you, I shorted it here, I covered it here. Shame on me, it just keeps falling. The financials, the most supported, backstopped government welfare sector that exists, is actually managing to fall, which is really saying something. My own participation in this is limited to a whole passel of puts in Bank of America. We got a 3.37% drop on this. And I've been dropping these stop loss levels just to take into account the droopage. This one, I just mentioning as an aside, a lot of these long-term bearish positions continue to erode. You've seen this so many times, and as I've said over and over again, I like in a year to see this at $3 wouldn't surprise me in the least. And then younger stocks like Reddit also falling. This one cutting down to lows never seen before in this drop. We're actually cutting down below the kinds of lows we saw even in early March. So Reddit's terribly weak, having fallen from 230 down to way less than half that. So a lot of sinking going on, and there ain't no bears out there. There weren't. I mean, even a few days ago, you'd be amazed. Being a bear is a very lonely thing. Everybody hates bears. Even the aforementioned Trevor Milton, when he was announcing his pardon, he didn't say, upon reflection, I've spoken to God, I've asked for forgiveness. No. What did he blame? The short sellers, of course. Because it's true. I actually was the one who pushed the truck down the hill. It was all me. Now it can be told. But yeah, everybody hates bears, except bears. But there ain't many of us. One or two of you might be, although if I found out that all these years I've been staring at a dead camera, I wouldn't be too surprised. But I appreciate the time anyway for whatever people are out there. What else is going on? Semiconductors. This, as I suspected, continues to kind of drag things down. I'm flabbergasted how weak the likes of Broadcom are. It's just picture perfect, lower lows, lower highs, this waterfall, down, 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 like so. So the whole AI thing and Jensen Huang being the greatest person since Jesus and all the rest, no, all that's in the past. And yeah, I suspect a year from now, you will not be hearing the name Sam Altman every 12 seconds like we have been. On semiconductor, plunging, new lows on this. And when I say new lows, I'm speaking of this iteration of movement that we've seen, because you would have to go back 4 years to see the kinds of prices we're seeing now with the likes falling. But SMH, the one and only position I took profits on today, this is down nicely. This line here had been up around here. And as I had said at the time, it was the cleanest trade, I thought, amongst the ETFs. Very clean, a lot of nice overhead supply, squeaky clean to the penny, stop loss, etc. And it worked out great. It worked out great because we basically spent the week falling. And so in terms of where this belongs now, I don't know. We'll put it right there. I mean, I'm not in position anymore. I guess the easy money's been made, but it could just keep falling. So yeah, I'm out of that one. I'm down to 21 positions open at the moment. And then technology, XLK ETF, no surprise, falling also, down about 2.5%. There is one bright green out there, of course, that is precious metals. I don't know if silver's green. No, silver's weak, and this is a bit of a warning sign. Silver's in a dangerous position because even with gold up, I saw it earlier, it was new high earlier, 31 something. But for silver to be selling off in the shadow of a record high gold, not so good. Because if gold starts selling off even a little, I think silver's going to just melt. We have not even matched the high from back on October 22 with silver. So again, it's not participating. It's going down when gold's going up, which is shameful because you can see gold is very elevated. And as thrilled as I am at gold's success and what it means with respect to the Fed, it's not going to just go 3,200, 3,300, 3,400. I mean, it's gonna sink for a few days, maybe, like it did back here. So silver, I think, is quite prone to selling off relatively hard. An enormous focus for me has continued to be oil and the oil and gas producers. USO itself finally down a little bit. This has been blasting higher. Finally pooped out on Wednesday. Didn't do much of anything yesterday. Got a little bearish engulfing pattern on it today. But it's, I'll take it because, USO's down like 2/3%. XOP's down a full percent, which on a day like this isn't that big a deal. But oil's been exceptionally strong. XOP has been exceptionally strong. And the fact that this rocket ship that it was on finally has ceased going up and we're starting to slip is encouraging, because the broader pattern, that big pink pattern you see there, could still work out as one of the great reversals of the year. So yeah, that's XOP. And then within that, put position on COP, ConocoPhillips. This too peaked on Wednesday, a little bit lower yesterday, a little bit lower today. It's progress. It's progress. As I said yesterday, I went back into home builders XHB. That worked out. As you can see here, a nice drop, 2.61%, because the PCE was this morning, and for the past 4 months, the ostensible inflation rate, which I don't believe for a minute, but for the past 4 months, the trend has been 0.1%, 0.2%, 0.3%, 0.4%. And so that, 4 months in a row, heating up every time. And so it's not like the market plunged when the news came out. The ES was down like, 10 points or something like that. But it wasn't good for what they were hoping. And next week, the big event is, yet another jobs report. And then we'll be into April and can look forward to earnings season. I would also make mention that TLT has been quite strong today. We're approaching a gap on this. So actually, I haven't touched TLT in a coon's age, but I went ahead and shorted a bunch of this based simply upon the gap. But it's kind of a somniferous creature. I don't think it's going to do anything crazy. So if I get stopped out, it won't be too nasty. I also maintain XLU short with a stop right there. Bang, 79.15. Give it a few pennies because that diamond pattern is still intact. Just to wrap things up, as predicted, Ripple XRP, I mentioned this one yesterday, I think, down over 7%. Beautiful diamond top on that. And very, very pleased to see that. And in turn, Bitcoin down thousands of dollars. I have been mentioning ad nauseum the importance of watching Bitcoin. And we're definitely moving in the right direction. We got repelled up here. We peaked around about 89,000, and we're sliding away on that. And the support is down here at around a little under 74,000. Should we break this level, it'll be an entire new chapter in equity bearishness. So we'll get there eventually.